Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, friends. Good morning there, Lawrence. Hello, everyone.
Good to see you guys. As normal, let us know if you guys hear any issues with audio, video, anything like that. Alphinius, your hair looks crazy today.
It's kind of cut off. Let me raise my screen slightly so I don't have this weird sort of half face. How's that?
There we go.
Look,
that's better.
You can see Gerald Geisengax floating in the background.
Maybe that's why your hair is crazy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. You made it out of the Blue Shire Archipelago.
I did, sir. Yes, we of course went down to the Isle of Unduulu, which Father Jiki knows much about. I see Father Jiki is hanging around in the chat today. The Isle of Unduulu was actually authored by Geeky Hoodie, and so we decided we would investigate this reportings of this Leviathan, and we went down there with the entire Goo clan. Yes, including little Natalia, who gave me shine pox. But we had a good time. It was magnificent. It was actually, for those of you who know sort of what's been going on with our family in the last couple of years, it's a good time of healing. And my daughter was there with her boyfriend, and she's getting better, and that is great for all of us. So it was wonderful to be there. Totally wonderful.
We are super excited to go through and find out exactly how things with the Leviathan went. We have a quick preview here. So, I mean, how nice of you guys to be just in the right spot for that picture, like right then. I mean,
sometimes you have good fortune, So yes, that is Ma'alone, one of the grand dudes. Mm-hmm. We got the Grandy kids, we got the Grandy girls, and the Grandy dudes. So there is Ma'alone, and Ma'alone and I determined we were going to hunt for the Leviathan. And this was the last day, just before we departed. We had been cruising around the areas, the various bays, trying to find this creature. And we were going to attempt to slay it because it had been creating much consternation for ships in the area. Unfortunately, we didn't have a harpoon, as you could see. And it was kind of big. So Ma'alone and I determined we would just capture it with a picture.
I like to think that you guys first just came out with a lot of vicious mockery. Just like, listen, guys, if we just come up with the perfect burn, trust me, we'll be able to get him.
Let me tell you, the breath was not good.
Yeah, is that what it was? It was really
that open mouth. There's a lot coming out. No, it was great, Lawrence. As you know, we were in touch a lot, so it was a wonderful, wonderful time.
That was actually one of the nice things is that me and Alphinius actually weren't in touch a lot, which is like part of one of the signs that like things are working. It's whenever your boss can actually go on a vacation, like that's where you set up the company, right? I do know Mandy talked to you a whole bunch. We also have a whole bunch of people subscribing, including somebody who subscribed for like 30 something months. So you have that's pretty crazy, guys. We appreciate you all so much for supporting the chat, for showing up here every morning, even when Camera Mandy isn't here. We know you guys all just show up for her and you guys tolerate us. So thank you so much for that.
I agree completely. Did you see those cute little pictures? So, I started telling Mandy, about this Leviathan that we were trying to capture, right? Or to slay and stop the terrible things going on with the shipping, right? And so then she sends me these cute little pictures where she is out in Boston and they're having lobster rolls, right? Or of course in Zyathé they are lobster. But they're having lobster rolls, but she called it a Leviathan roll. There it is.
There we go.
And she's so cute, Lawrence. She's just adorable.
She was a blast over at Page, especially with all the snow that we ended up getting. It was pretty great being able to fill in and whatnot. And then again, just also get to see Mandy in her element and stuff as she's getting. And she's been having a blast with this vacation, and she works so hard that it's obviously also great that she's been able to not only knock out a convention, but then knock out, what was it? It was her anniversary. And so her and Adam went back to like New York and had redone a whole bunch of pictures that she had done in her youth with like a bunch of friends and stuff like that. So she's gotten to have like a really great time. Yeah, the hat is very like, this is a very calling it in hat day for Mandy. I mean, like, really, like, you're gonna walk out and represent us like that and just a play?
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
But look, if you look in the chat, Dak Hawkins, of course, the one of my nemesis.
oh, right
He
here.
says, "Yes, that one right there. Yes." And then Harry jumps on, just piles on, and says an investigation should be launched. So, and I don't even know. There is no Goo Syndicate. By the way, Harry, just seeing you out there, sir. You have been putting up some amazing sculpts. And friends, if you haven't given Harry a little subscription, he really is it. You know, he really does it just for fun. His subscription is very inexpensive, and you get some fun little miniatures, and some of them are Zyathé, and he's wonderful. And Harry, it's great to see you. Good morning. I see a lot of folks out there, good friends. Usually I don't get to see the chat, you know, Lawrence, when I'm at the.
I know we got this new thing up here. It's up on the screen right there for us too.
But I'm kind of frustrated about this, Lawrence, because this morning, this is the first time. I mean, I'm already signed into StreamYard. So I want to sign into the chat. I click join the chat, and it says sign in using Google, right? So I'm like, oh, snap. Now I got to sign in using Google, but I'm already signed in with this. So I start the process, right? But I didn't have an autofill on the password, so I had to go start looking up the password. And as I began to look up the password, I heard do do do, right? And all of a sudden, I was like, well, that ain't happening.
Listen, man, the fact that we started on time, like, pretty great. By the way, folks, I'm about one step behind Alphinius, but this is my mini factory. This is where you can go through and check out Harry's 3D sculpting. I also have posted up the link for it up inside the chat, so you can go on over there and check it on out.
Yeah, so, there's some great, really fun little minis. And Harry, I've been loving them. They've been really fun. It's been really, really fun. So we'll if you got a minute and you got a couple bucks, you can give Harry a little subscription and help him with his little business. Although really, you know, as Harry has said many times, I don't make any money. It's kind of like us. we operate under the same business model.
I mean, we operate we are working on trying to fund our hobby is basically, I think, what it kind of comes down to. It's that's the ultimate goal and I'm sure I have to keep on switching sides here, which is why it keeps on looking like I'm looking over here.
Look at Geeky. Geeky is like, there is definitely, in quotes, no Goo Syndicate. I'm watching you, Father Geeky.
No, but I mean, if you talk to all of our, you know, all the other businesses and stuff like that, everyone's in the same boat. It's to say, hey, you know what? We love doing this. We do it for the love of the game. And, you know, if we're able to go through and fund our hobby and bring some fun stuff, then absolutely, let's send it and stuff. So,
yeah. And it has been wonderful. And we've had such a great time. And, you know, of course, the many friends we have made the world over. You know, yesterday it was my birthday, and I got so many well wishes from so many people that I have met because of this amazing, wonderful TTRPG world.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so heartwarming and so kind, and people from literally all over the world. Lawrence, I got happy birthdays from, you know, Europe and you know, Australia, and
yeah, from all over.
And thank you all for the little happy birthdays in the chat. You all are marvelous. It's I cannot tell you. And Ms. Goo says it all the time. She says you really have a lot of nice friends in this Gooey thing. Which, as Lawrence will tell you, she's not a big endorser of role playing games. She never really enjoyed them. But she knows that, you know, that I love them, and she knows that Mike, my son, and Lawrence, my godson, and so many of our family, just, you know, Larry, who's Lawrence's father, is one of my best friends in the world for many years, and just love playing these games. And she has said more than once, because she has gone to a few conventions, that so the same thing that Colt is famous for saying, which is that nerds really are the some of the best people in the world, and you are, and the kindness, the giving, the consideration, it is so amazing in this community, and appreciate you all. Now listen, I'm seeing this investigation of this ghoul. Yes, the Goo Syndicate is Portholus. Yes, I want to know about Portholus.
What do you got against him?
No, is he here? Is Portholus here today? I want to know.
think, or well, I saw a thing get gifted to him, but I don't know that I've seen him comment up yet. But
Yep, but Cassius is asking about that, right there. So we'll.
Hey, listen up. Oh, Richard's my boy. Okay, so you got issues with Richard, you got issues with me.
I love that guy.
Oh, that guy's awesome. That guy
he brings so much fun, and that's another thing, it's so many people, our community is nothing without all these wonderful people that make these jokes and post these wonderful artworks and creative things and all of that stuff. And I really, I find it amazing how it's grown. And, we're approaching 3,500 people in the Gooey Den. And we don't, as I've said, we don't even try. We don't advertise. We don't invite. People just keep coming. It is wonderful. So what we got today, Lawrence? What's on your secret agenda?
So we do have a fair amount of social media to go through. So as we start busting this out, don't spend too much time on it. I also have a lot of your different Leviathan posts kind of scattered throughout these. So you'll see those pop up. So right now is the time where we get to listen to Alphinius Goo make, in my opinion, social media a lot more fun to listen to because it's like less doom scrolling. It's like it's like hype scrolling. I don't know, whatever. It's just it's one of my favorite parts of today. And so explain to us exactly how what's going on with this thing. So this is hey, we're going to be on the stream this morning.
Yeah, so this is there's some other pictures of this.
And I think I have them next up here.
This is little Natalia. So yep. So Ms. Goo and I have 9 grandy kids. And not all of them are natural grandy kids, but the Colts kids, it's just they're just our grandkids. So we got 9, and that's how many we count. And if I squeeze in little Lawrence, I really got 10.
Little Lawrence is still so weird with how what adults he's cool with. Now, just so you guys know, my son calls Alphinius the lizard because I brought him to work and I said, oh yeah, that's the wizard's office. And he had to do some speech therapy. And he's like, that's the lizard's office. And so from now on, that's been one of the things that we've enjoyed keeping going is, oh yeah, we're going to go play D&D over at the lizard's house. Yeah. But he's adorable little
so guy.
Funny.
Wonderful young man. Anyway, so little Natalia has come to the Blue Shine Archipelago along with the rest of the Goo clan as we are seeking out this Leviathan and going to the Isle of Unduulu. And she has brought along with her these little things. and she comes up, and she's hard to resist. You can see she's a pretty cute kid. She's hard to resist. And she says, Grandpa, she calls me Grandpa. She says, Grandpa, I want to put these on your face. And I'm like, I don't know if that's good. But anyway, so the next 15 minutes, she strategically places these little goofy things all over my face. And the next thing you know, I had shine pox, which is now I'm going to try to figure out how to make that canon. Geeky, you'll have to help me with that a little bit. But yeah, we had a fun time and she was laughing and it's going to become a little part of the canon.
One of the fun things that I'm still holding on to for blackmail, Alphinius will let a lot of things slide with kids. Little Lawrence once hatted Alphinius, and he was cool with it because he was a kid. And I have this photo that I'm gonna use as blackmail next time we talk about raises.
Hey, so Dak, did you send a package for the monster mashup? Yeah, we are remote. When did it arrive, my friend?
The package?
It's in the chat.
Oh, stand by. If you go into battle,
so he said because we got the monster mashup today. Yes.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Yeah. So we have
Grim Parrot. I have to tell you that when a face like that wants to decorate one's face, right? One must be decorated. It is a law. Oh, this was great. Yeah. Antics in the Armory has joined us, and they do some really fun things, and of course, we love creative and fun things, and they do a nice little memes every day, and so we're pleased to have them showing up in our feed and posting things up. And if you have a mind to give them a little follow, that helps support them, and they make some fun stuff.
My thing is that Alphinius and I have two diametrically opposed views of how to resolve this issue. My thing is like, listen, you guys are going to make fun of the names anyways, so you're just getting Bob, John, Thomas, Julie, like that stuff. And Alphinius is just like, if I make the name so complicated you can't remember it, then you can't make fun of it.
I'm Snugglefin Hurdlevoodle.
Yeah.
Snugglefin Hurdlevoodle.
And it has 13 apostrophes. It is your birthday yesterday. How old are you? You have the energy of a 20-year-old.
I'm 64, sir. 64.
Congratulations on making it to 64, my friend. Everyone buy him a drink at Genghis Khan.
There once was a lizard wizard grandpa who could not deny the shine pox. You are right. Hey, wait, how'd she show up again?
Well, because I already had her in like my slideshow. So when you talked about her, then I was like, oh, fudge, let me get the thing back up. So,
but she did say, I did talk to her. I think you have too, Lauren. She's having a great time and she is enjoying, spending some time with Adam for their anniversary and all of that stuff. And is Hantaya, that is wonderful, right? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Ms. Goo sang that to me.
That's so funny that I had no idea what that meant, and this was like, oh, okay. He's 1,000 years old.
It's the creativity of the den. Yes, truly 1,000 years old is probably more accurate.
We already saw this one, so I'm going to skip past it. All right, this one's a very, very important PSA from the Goo crew and everybody else. Dungeon masters, game organizers. You are valuable for who you are, not what you do. And we mean that. And you should never feel pressured to go through and have to perform. And this is also something for players. Do things to help your dungeon masters feel more valued than just running a game. Again, whether or not that be, offering to run, just a board game night to give them a break, whether or not it's, one of the things I truly believe Alphinius works really, really well when there is somebody else there smoking a cigar next to him. Like Alphinius is socially cigar powered writer. And the amount of times it's just like, sweet, I'm just going to sit down here and smoke this stogie and chill out while Alphinius has this creative, mojo going and stuff like that. Just kind of works out. So,
Lawrence, Lawrence is another one that I held when he was just a little, just a baby. Mm-hmm. And Lawrence and I both do enjoy a good cigar. That is the truth. And it is fun to be with someone. And listen, I saw what you wrote there, Hans. Don't forget at Genghis Khan, we're going to have drinks and a chat. And the nice thing is, a lot of times you get a drink bought for you. You show up. So I bribe people, right, to show up. So think about that at Genghis Khan. We're very excited. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, seriously now. Beautiful. Yes, Lawrence. Come on, chat.
Did we recolor this thing?
So Derek was the first inspiration. I went to Derek and we worked really hard to try to get a cover and just could not get the action the way I wanted it. But he got it wonderfully composed, but it just did not have the action. And so I gave it to Benjo and I asked him to do some rework on it. So this is inspired by one of Derek Stevens' artworks. He will get credit for that. And then ultimately executed by Benjo to give us just a little more action the way we wanted it to be. Derek is a marvelous, marvelous artist, and his art is very ephemeral. So it's not quite in our style, as you know. Mm-hmm. It's not quite in our style. But I tell you, his work on Someone's Wall, I have a couple of his pieces. His work on Someone's Wall, his character arts are just so beautiful. Just beautiful. So yeah, it is. That's quite a cover. And of course, the Dead and Fallow is a tale where you literally have to infiltrate the Vile Desolation, which is the area of land between Magdranog and the Republic of Zoranthia, where all the dead rose of their own accord out of this very, very fearsome magical happening, which is pretty amazing. Actually, the lore behind it is great. But Fallow is a little village that lies across the Silvershine, a little town, and you literally have to go in there and infiltrate. It is a spy thriller. It is not a go in and beat your way to the end. You will die. You will absolutely die. So I'm really hoping that this, because sometimes that can be so much fun, Lawrence, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
just
No, I
very,
mean,
very enjoyable.
well, and that's something that is obviously interesting in the larger. If you go to any convention and you stay up late enough, there will always be a philosophy of TTRPG discussion and stuff like that. And the aspect of like, hey, like, Dungeons and Dragons is not a war game. There is combat in it, but the combat should feel the story and stuff. And so I do think that people love the idea of when it's like, hey, listen, you have an objective. The objective is not necessarily go in and kill everything. You need to figure out how to go through and do the objective. And then I think the quality of adventure is basically how well you build up all of the, I guess I should say, structure around it to make the stakes feel real, to get that good tense pressure that you're trying to go through and do, a lot of that stuff. And so that's something where I'm really looking forward to once we get this into editing and stuff, and I get to go through and get my teeth into it. I do have a question for you because this always comes up. Are the comments correct?
So yes, there are three. There are three large comets that, and I'm not sure if it's a comet. I have to remember if it is an orbit. I don't remember.
Or it's a meteor or something.
Meteor, yes. So anyway,
well, yes, technically it's a satellite. If it's a small piece out, or if it's something that is orbiting a larger bot, then it's actually technically a satellite.
There you go. So these three little comets that are satellites, they orbit. They are called the three dancers, and they actually orbit the big moon, right, Luneos. And then the small moon on the right-hand side is typically much more blue. But because of Benjo's, what he wanted to do here and really give sort of an angry sky in the background, sort of a sun setting kind of thing going on and the moon's coming up, I think it turned out just fantastically. And really, really turned out nice. Mini moons. Look at those mini moons. Yes, I know. All the clerics will do their best, right? They'll try to.
I mean, you'd have to have a cleric in the party first for them to actually, break it. So this one's also
okay. Okay, listen, they are not tiny dancers.
Blue jean baby, LA lady, seamstress for the band. We could. We've been trying to come up with different content for Good Morning Zyathé. We could just have karaoke hour with Alphinius and Gooey Lawrence. It would be one of my favorite streams.
Hey, you guys were great. I hope everybody who had a chance to see you and Iyad do the shipping department, we're going to bring them back every once in a while. There's going to be a feature, the shipping department feature. So we're going to bring them back. So I didn't get to see this one. So tell us the story of David. David was the big winner, yes?
Heck yeah. So we went over and we had the Gooey game show over at Page. We ended up having a huge blast. Mandy ended up participating. Mandy really should just run the game show. Like, we really should just put her in the hot seat and just do it. She ended up participating a lot more to make sure I was staying on brand and stuff. But yeah, David ended up winning the big prize, and we had two different tables, and he ended up getting to walk out with a whole. Or actually, he ended up getting I think it was a $200 certificate was the grand prize that he ended up winning. So we ended up getting to come by and do a little shopping spree over at the booth that he was super stoked for. It was kind of interesting because how normally at like a game show, you really, most of your audience is like the people you kind of attract along the way.
Yes.
You generally, like, especially at the smaller events, you end up building it. We started off basically like 3/4 filled and nobody left, and everybody just stayed the entire time and was having a good old time and stuff. The only time that people were leaving, there was a ton of like other games and stuff like that going on in the 7 o'clock time frame and stuff. And so we ended up losing out like a few people because they just had scheduled games and stuff. But it was really great because then we saw people come back after their games while we were having fun and stuff. So it was an absolute blast. Everybody over there loved it. And it was fun just getting to be in Alphinius' seat for once and see, how to go through and do it. I hate so much that pause of, all right, monster goes through and attack you, and then just the part where there's nobody talking and I'm rolling dice. I hate that, what feels like an eternity of silence.
You go fast, sir. That is the key.
Oh yeah,
the key is the speed.
It is so true. I will say one of my favorite parts. We're going to do
something different at Genghis. We have a secret we're working on, which we haven't totally defined yet. You and Mandy and I are going to figure this out.
You keep on saying we as if I'm like, no, this is all in your brain, but
no, you're involved, sir. You're involved. I have this concept about these tables and people all being able to literally participate, and I just want to walk it through with you and Mandy and see what you guys think.
Sounds good.
And I think people are liking it, and we're getting a ton of Gooey people coming to Genghis this year. It's so exciting. Rick will be there, which for the first time, be great to see him. Hans is coming because of the generosity of some of our friends who helped out to him to get there, and a lot of other folks. It's very, very exciting. Harry, I agree with this. Sometimes a pregnant pause is magnificent. It is magnificent. And I cannot tell you, using it right, this game mastery thing, right? As you craft your style and what you do and how you make it, a part of the game, and how you draw out your players, and especially ones who maybe are more shy and not as wanting to be out there. I mean, this is all wonderful. This is what I love. I mean, I tell you, Lawrence, as you know, we continue to receive these marvelous reports about our game masters.
Oh yeah.
And, and here you are going to a table of people, most of whom you don't know, for the first time, right? And you got 4 hours to make it fun. I mean, that is a challenge, and it makes me so proud.
I've actually been meaning to tell you something. Darkness at GensCon's fun adventure. So I actually ended up, and I literally ran that with 30 minutes heads up. I'd never read it before. I had to run it because we ended up having a GM who couldn't make it in because of the snow over at Page.
Yes.
And even as a convention game, that ended up being like a lot of fun. You guys did a really good job on that. That was before my time, but I didn't want to say I got through that. And then as like a convention game, it was like, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think those GensCon tales are really, really wonderful. And of course, we got to do another one. So we got to figure out what we're going to do next. So that'll be another thing we got to talk about.
If you want, I actually have a pitch.
Yeah, dude. Don't do it right now. Let's do it.
We'll do it right now. But I do have a pitch.
But I'm very, very, I'm always interested, and are very creative and have many good ideas. So, and this was great. So Chet did this, right?
If you guys ever go to convention and you have our good friend Chet Minton, obviously when there's like nobody in our booth, we are actively asking, calling people over and doing all that kind of stuff. Chet, on the other hand, just sets up his artist's easel and just draws stuff. And he ended up whipping this out for Mandy. And gave it to her, and it's on like obviously like what looks like a cookie bag or something.
Yeah, really cute.
It's the coolest thing, getting to watch him work.
Well, and Chet is he's just so talented. Also, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but who said the Shatner? Where's the Shatner pause? The Shatner comma. Yeah, Randy.
Oh yeah.
Randy said the Shatner comma. Spock.
You have to be there. There's a level of like, you have to, when you use anything that you do like at a table has to come from wherever you're already at and stuff like that. So Alphinius is really good at being really confident in his pauses. They come across as very deliberate. They come across as very intentional. And that's something that I'm still working on as far as working on that pause and stuff like that, is because if it's very clear that's like, oh, he's pausing because he's trying to catch up what he's thinking and stuff like that, that's a different thing. And so that's something where, again, it is super powerful, but it is one of those things that when you get it right, it's got to come from a good place of confidence.
Yes. What do Chet mints taste of? Listen, I wouldn't recommend those.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a serious answer, but I think I agree with Alphinius on this one. I can't tell you how. This is probably Mandy's highlight from the entire weekend, was finally getting to meet Christy. Christy and Mandy have been like working together for like 7 years for online convention hostings and all this kind of stuff. And finally, they've gotten a chance to actually meet together and stuff. And then I got a chance to meet Christy as well as a fellow veteran. And we just had an absolute blast. And
Christy and Michelle were some of the first Gooey people when we were like just 30, 40 people, 50 people in the Gooey Den. I mean, when it was just beginning, and of course, Christy and Michelle helped with the authoring of the Blue Shine Archipelago. along with the Isle of Unduulu where Geeky put a little time in on that. And different people did different islands, but Thyra Island is named after Karaskul Thyra, who is Christie's character in the world of Zyathé.
Mm-hmm.
And the governess is Michelle's character in the world of Zyathé. And they are, so, you know, there's so much, I mean, the history of this thing, Lawrence, is so amazing. And I'm so brokenhearted that I could not be there, but the trip was needed for our family, and it was wonderful for our family. And so even though I missed some wonderful things, there was also some wonderful things we gained. So it was. Yes.
Well, that's the end that I got for social media for right now. I got some pictures from Paige that I can.
Yes, you got to tell us about Paige. You got to give us the rundown.
All right, give me stand by for 1 second.
Is this a pregnant pause right now, Lawrence?
No, this is a vamp for time.
Give me but a moment.
Give me but a moment.
Pay attention.
All
Listen carefully. Ha! Yes, the pregnant pause. So Mandy said it was wonderful. Mandy said it was just a great little convention, and lots of gaming, and probably going to grow a lot. And I hope it does. Lawrence is pregnant.
Oh yeah, 100%. It happens. All right, so let me see here if I get this done correctly. They are one of the cool things. So Ron actually brought us into a lot of the special guests and stuff like that into a dinner for everybody. And he was like, hey, I want to make this very clear. I do not want any of you guys telling us that we did a good job. I know that we have rooms for improvement. What I really want you guys to do is to tell us how we can do better. Lend us your expertise, lend us your experience, tell us how we can improve. And I really appreciated that. The convention owner telling all of his, all of his experienced special guests and stuff, hey, I want to be better, help me be better. Don't just, don't go through and fluff me up or anything like that. And so I absolutely think it's going to grow. It's already grew massive. I mean, not quite double. I think it's an extra 1,500 people, so almost doubled population, because I think the final thing was 3,500.
Yeah.
And so it was, really cool and a lot of cool opportunities. So
well, and honestly, in the area, there's not really any significant conventions. The only thing they got to contend with is, of course, what you guys had to contend with, which is weather, right? Which also
weather,
which can also hurt our friends in Denver, right? We can get hurt at Genghis Khan a little bit with her.
So the lead up into Paige started off with Sergeant John Himbo. So I actually got to do the concluding stream for FrostCon, which the reason why this is tied into Paige is because literally after this, I packed my bag, and then it was like 12 o'clock, and I was like, hey, do you just want to leave in 3 hours? Which we've done this twice, and we haven't meant to. We've meant to be like, okay, cool, let's get a full night's sleep, we'll be good to go. And then it gets to we're both of us are done, and we're like, do you just want to leave? I'm not doing anything between now and later, and I'm not going to get to sleep.
Well, let me take a moment though too, because Joe worked very hard to make FrostCon special, and we should give him a little love. And if you weren't able to attend it, it's something to consider for next year, because I think he's going to bring it back. And FrostCon was a lot of fun. So, and Sergeant John Himbo was a lot of fun too. So, well done, sir.
He told me to bring the pain, and me and Pam, another great friend of Gooey Cube, were the two squishies. We went to the final battle, and they're like, oh, the two squishies are going to take on the final guys. And I was like, yes, especially when I twin spell polymorph, and now Pam and I are T-Rexes, and we had a final showdown of two T-Rexes versus the Frost Giants, and it was pretty epic.
Well, Pam is marvelous. I don't know if she's in the chat. I haven't seen anything coming up from her, but she is obviously marvelous and fantastic, and everybody loved the Rolling Thunder exploits. So that was wonderful.
Dude, we had a near perfect Rolling Thunder run.
Yes, I know.
And I legitimately I had actually teared up a little bit 30 minutes before we stopped to be like, hey guys, we made it complete, because for as funny as Rolling Thunder is, and for as much as we maybe play it up a little bit and stuff like that, we have been working so hard as a team to button up the little things that have us stumbling and stuff. And that was the cool thing about this trip was everything got loaded out of the storage unit. It wasn't this back and forth between the office and storage unit thing. Everything got loaded up. The truck was loaded up a day ahead of time. We had all Mandy stuff. We got in for a full night's sleep. The only interesting thing that happened was we were in the middle of a high-speed pursuit at one point, which was literally we were just driving, chilling out, and then all of a sudden this guy comes up on the right-hand side of the median, the off lane over there at like 120 miles an hour, and we're like, "What are you doing, you idiot?" And then all of a sudden 4 cop cars come flying by us on both sides, and we're like, "Oh, all right, well we're in the middle of," and then they actually got him to stop, and then we ended up passing by it all afterwards. And it was like, "Oh, cool. Well, we're in the middle of that."
Yeah, there's some pretty funny comments. Yes, they were leading the high speed pursuit.
We were not, because we're maxed out at 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, and Randy's like, "Don't jinx it for Genghis."
Listen, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm going to be grateful for what we got, which was we had a clean run out there. And then coming on back, the only thing that happened was in the last 4 hours of the trip, the cruise control went out.
Oh, that sucks.
It does. But again, like compared to having the wheel of your trailer be detached, like,
yeah, that's right.
Oh,
or
man.
tearing off the top of the van on
a bridge mimic, right? I mean, can you believe Indianapolis not taking care of their city and having bridge mimics running around? And
it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So yeah, like I literally was in tears a little bit, just because it did get to a point where it's just like, this is really a culmination of all the hard work that everyone has been doing to try and make this smooth, and it felt good.
Oh, look, Randy says trolling blunder.
I know. Oh, there's some great ones.
Yes, and Portholus has just joined the chat.
There he is. He heard his name being spoken. So we're doing this a little bit in reverse order. So this was the game that I ended up getting to fill in for. And the cool part was that Eliza Teague was there, and Eliza Teague wrote the puzzle section for Tasha's Cauldron. And lo and behold, guess what Darkness and Gensicon is? It has 4 puzzles inside of it. So it was actually super cool getting to see her dissect, like, okay, here's what the possible answers could be from almost like a scientific perspective. She did not get the first one correct, which made me feel kind of cool. But she was like, it's either this, or this. Like, that's what the evidence points to. And one of the correct answers was they just ended up choosing one of the other ones first.
Yeah, I think all those 4 puzzles are. Now, here's the interesting thing. Can I digress for a moment about puzzles?
Go for it.
Because what you don't want to do with puzzles is have them impede your game. And sometimes you feel like, as a game master, you really want them to solve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is that sitting around for 2 hours and not able to figure out a puzzle is not fun. And so you have to take some latitude. And I often say that any good solution that is reasonable and workable is often a good solution.
Yep.
So as you're game mastering, and I know we got a lot of great game masters, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but sometimes just let's not sit around and make them solve the puzzle. And so, but I do think those 4 puzzles are really, really fun. And we did not design them to be too hard. No. We designed them to be solvable. And that is very important.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I agree with what Alphinius was saying too. It's that, like, hey, when it gets to the point where your players are trying to brute force the puzzle, that's where it's like, hey, either A, give them another hint, help them to the right spot, or B, if their argument for their solution makes sense, just have that be the solution.
Yes, and I agree with Grim Parrot's comment, because you also don't. I agree with that. Bailing them out also, because there is a part of the game is the feeling of accomplishment. Part of the game is the overcoming of the bad odds that are against you, of achieving and having your characters have success. And if you're just giving them success all the time, and that's why I say this as well, Lawrence, and you know this as well. It is okay. Sometimes you lose.
Yep.
And your father doesn't like that, That's when I got the dice thrown at me and he called me an asshole.
I don't think that was so much a losing thing. I think that was just an honest trigger that, like, nowadays with like more of like the equipment that we have as far as communication, it'd be like, hey, this is not a fun theme for him to play in. And it's just one of those things of not having the language to be able to communicate that back in the day kind of thing. That was one of the, yeah. And so that's something that I genuinely believe that like it's important for us who are in the gaming industry to still regularly game. And so the opportunities that I get to go through and do fill in at conventions and stuff like that, like really helps my perspective. And also, frankly, it helps me appreciate what Mandy does too, because the amount of like how easy it is for me to like go on in and Mandy being like, cool, here's this. And in literally 30 minutes is the heads up that I had to run this thing. It was 30 minutes. I was literally in the shower with watching Alphinius and Holtzheimer explain how to go through and run it and everything and the different points and stuff like that. I watched the video. I was like, all right, cool. I went through and I planned a couple of breaks. So that way I'd be like, okay, cool. We got done with the first room. Hey guys, let's do a quick, 5-minute bathroom break, which gives me the time to go through and make sure I'm up for the next thing. So I actually got Eliza wants to see if I can go through and do like some military consulting for their RPG setting, and we're gonna see if we might be able to do some work exchange and stuff. So thank you, Alphinius, for helping me get a job offer.
My man.
Because if it was like a different module, I would not have done as well. So.
Well, Andy's made a couple good points about using int checks and things like that to be able to provide hints and allowing those kinds of things, because the dice can help. And I think that that is good. And yeah, so listen, I'm going to do something with the molluskins. So just so everybody knows, I'm going to do something with the molluskins, and I do think Shinepox needs to be a thing. So we're gonna have to mess around with all of that stuff.
You're gonna do a race of molluskins?
I'm not doing a race. I do not believe they will be intelligent creatures, but they will probably not be. They will not be more on the scale of some of the very low end. I want to do something with them because I think they deserve it. I think that the community has helped create it. I want to do something with them. So that'll be something.
With that, got to see a good friend Christy, which was awesome. You guys saw that on like social media and stuff like that. That was super cool. By the way, all these are going to be like, I've realized all of the stuff in my like phone are basically pictures of me doing stuff, unfortunately. So I apologize. Good friend Stefan
definitely do a meme with this one.
100%. Stefan still has those glasses. I gave him some green gooey glasses because he's been such a great friend. He really enjoyed seeing the Dwarven Forge set up for the Great Gooey Game Show. I almost bought you some more Dwarven Forge there because they opened up a few sets to run for their players, and then they're like, "Hey, do you want it like at cost?" And I was like, "I know Alphinius does, but
you should have bought them, dude.
I should have
buy them for."
I didn't like you that much at that point for whatever reason. Plus, hopefully there's some person who attended the convention who's never been able to afford Dwarven Forge, who was hopefully being able to get a set for, almost at cost. That'd be cool. So, hopefully somebody else got to enjoy that. Got to run the game show. Our good friend Peyton went over and brought out the Gooey Cutie for it, and then we just had a blast. There was probably some shenanigans that I'm sure there will be an investigation for, because Fleegan won.
Yeah, I know. This is off the deep end when Fleegan wins. Also, games and stuff, we should give them a little shout out because they did sponsor the game show, and Jeff actually brought a lot of, because trying to transport all of the Dwarven Forge when we're trying to be reasonably economical getting out to Page and not making Lawrence's and Ead's life miserable. Jeff brought out all of his terrain and helped build the setup. So in games and stuff is a phenomenal game store, one of the greatest in the country for sure. And yes, Fleegan did win. Yes, so give us a little tale about this.
So we start playing the game and we're having fun and we're trying to follow the rules and stuff like that, and everything's going good. Well, at one point, one of the benefits of being Lawrence and helping out with my sister's events is anything that upsets or frustrates my sister is a win for her little brother, me. So I eventually say, hey, listen, if you guys want to bribe the DM, you guys can absolutely bribe me with drinks and stuff like that. And at which point somebody says, hey, they hold up $10 bill and they said, I want to buy 10 gold. And Mandy starts immediately being like, no, we're not accepting any money. We can't do that. And I'm like, no. I'm the game master. I get to decide what's going on. $10 donation to charity. It'll go towards the charity auction kind of thing. And we'll go through and we'll go through and we'll give you 10 gold kind of thing.
Lawrence, I want to tell you, sir. I want to tell you. I would have done the exact same thing.
Thank you.
Exactly correct. Camera Mandy notwithstanding.
To be fair, Camera Mandy was afraid that I was literally going to pocket it and take it to the bar later. So, like, her fault wasn't stopping charity from happening. Her fault was not trusting me to know what's funny and okay and what's funny and not okay.
Yeah. Mr. Blawface said they bought the game Torchbearer from Games and Stuff. We love games and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
Well, this opened up a precedent of I start receiving notes from our helpers in the middle of the game saying, hey, $100 donation for this or that. And so I scale them back a little bit. But we actually ended up raising like $250 for charity or something that during the game show. And then when all was said and done, we ended up having the final confrontation. The room had 2 monsters in it, and everybody had hoarded all of their stuff. So there ended up being this really complicated last round. And when the MVP and the final blows and all that kind of stuff was done, Fleegan, I think, won like 14, and I think Brendel had like 13 points.
Well, it's just fun that Fleegan won because the Fleeganites, of course, feel that they are, disparaged and there's bias against them. There's a lot of Fleeganite conspiracy theories out there, Lawrence.
Hey, listen, now you can say, listen, you guys won once. You guys just need to try harder. Once. All right, so this was fun. At Page, they have a thing where they have Pickles the dog, and they have this fake poop that if you find the fake poop, you get to return that over to the prize table, and you get to pick out some prizes. Well, I was like, well, I have some extra boxes, and so they ended up taking this Gloomport box and just putting it randomly all over the convention center. And we did put a little note that said "Open here" or "Open me," just a little Alice in Wonderland. They actually Peter here absolutely loved. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I want this so bad." I was like, "Here you go, bud. Go have fun and stuff." And I gave him some Dark Tides Nights and stuff like that to get over at the rewards table. So that was fun. That ended up making it around, and there was everything that they tell you not to do at the airport. We're like, yeah, just open up random boxes that are lying around. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it was great. And it's Pickles, right? Pickles poop.
Pickles. What did I say?
Yeah, and did you say Pickles?
I think I said Pickles.
Oh, okay. Didn't hear. Yep.
They had these really cool guys come out with their robots, and they were very kind of like what you'd see over at Disneyland. Well, they'll move these guys around. They have like a little joystick in their pockets and stuff like that, and move the droids around and stuff like that. And so I promised my son that I would send him some silly, goofy photos and stuff. And so luckily there was some cool Star Wars stuff. Let's see here. This was the best picture. We actually didn't get like a full picture of the booth.
So cute.
But we actually had a lot of fun kind of setting it up like this, where basically everything was out in the back. We had those little tables out front, but then on the day that we were doing the game show, we went ahead and we built up the Dwarven Forge right there. And I tell you, we never had more people in the booth than when we were actively building out this Dwarven Forge thing. The amount of people and then we'd be like, hey, can you help us build some rooms and stuff like that? And they absolutely loved it. They actually
might be a strategy for Gen Con this year. Yes.
I mean, I'm down for it. The hard part is like, we can figure out because I know you're very, very careful with your Dwarven Forge and stuff. And so absolutely we can have some people there for it and stuff, but there's just a level of trust where it's like, hey, you gotta let people touch your stuff. So like,
oh yeah,
we can talk about it. But again, like, just so you guys know, the Dwarven Forge stuff is not Gooey Cubes. That is Alphinius's personal collection. And like, I would absolutely never let any of your minis just be out there and stuff like that, because almost all your minis are like the pewter and stuff. I don't think you even have any plastic minis.
I have some new plastic ones that are great. I have some of Harry's that have printed and others. And but yes, almost all of my miniatures, of course, are, especially the painted ones, or so many of them are. You can't even get them really anymore unless you get them in secondary markets. Everybody has gone to the plastics.
Yep. Now the Dwarvenite, that's a little bit like, so we can kind of talk that, but it was really fun. They actually had they gave, I think, like 120 badges to a couple of local schools, and so they brought the kids out, and so the kids got to get their hands on the Dwarven Forge and got to see like a lot of the cool Dungeons and Dragons stuff and whatnot in our booth. So that was a lot of fun. So awesome. That's something that we can definitely talk about.
Lawface sent you some pictures of the booth.
Oh, there we go. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me go through.
A pregnant pause. Go to the next picture, and while you do your pregnant pause, this is great. So I'm going to talk about this. So again, the thing I loved about your pictures and what you told me about Paige was the sort of the lots of character things that were going on. And for a small convention, that doesn't tend to be so happening, right? That doesn't always tend to be a common thing. And I love this thing. I mean, this Beholder is fantastic, and that's a great picture of you. And I just love this Beholder. Do you have a name for who was running the Beholder, or was it just the nameless person?
I don't. It was just the nameless person. Peyton got a great photo with her Beholder costume right next to him, and then there was also an owlbear that was running around also.
Yeah, I heard about the owlbear, but I don't think I saw a picture.
I could pull up a picture from, I know Peyton has a really great one that I can pull up real quick while you continue to vamp for time.
Yeah, so I saw Harry noting in there that some Ralpartha mini molds were purchased. And I did hear this, that some of some people are going to try to make a metal miniature comeback. The thing I'm worried about is the cost. I think people will buy them, but in the old days, it just was a lot. I mean, they're still not inexpensive, but comparatively to 3D printing, the cost of metal miniatures is much more. And of course, Lawrence, when they began the process of going away from them, I being the collector that I am, I have a whole large box full of old Confrontation miniatures, which were those wonderful miniatures that were done. And of course, they did not make it. That company had to fold. Wow, look at that. Let me take a moment. Wow, what a great picture, and what a great costume.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a big old thing. I mean, it was probably 8 feet tall or something like that. And then Peyton did a Beholder Queen thing, and then that again. So now with the Beholder, it ended up being really fun.
Yeah, and Peyton is a great cosplayer. Just beautiful, wonderful costumes.
So then, the booth pictures that got sent to me. Thank you. Because this will probably be so it ended up just kind of being pretty simple. We wanted to make that was one of the goals that we wanted to do, is we really like doing big stuff. We wanted to say like, hey, how do we go through and simplify it out just a tad? And so we got to be able to have like our good displays and stuff, but then we have just our bookshelves on the sides, and it just ended up kind of working out really easy for being able to grab stuff and show things off and whatnot. So
Lawrence, I sit back and I think about this thing that 2018, right? We sort of began the dream, right? And the product line that we have, and how many of our marvelous gooey people have contributed to these products, and how many. I mean, okay, what's our number of now? You got to count the gooey crew and all of our friends as well. You can't just count not our friends, but our staff and such. We've got to be close to 400 now at this point.
400 what?
Portraits of actual our people.
I don't think so. I think actually 3.
Anyway, we get to do e-ads, and we got a few other folks of our staff, and I know some other people have talked to me about trying to get some portraits done. So, but the booth looked great. I think you guys did a wonderful job, and thank you, Blobface, for the send.
For some reason, my brain is kind of settled on 350 to 375. So nearing 400 isn't wrong. But that's the number that sticks out in my brain pretty well.
That is just amazing. Wonderful. So it was a great time. Wonderful. Ron and David and Ed and all the rest of them did such a good job out there. Yes.
They did. They were very accommodating, and they very much wanted to work with us. They very much want to improve like what their setup and stuff is. They already went through and they've opened up. They redesigned their vendor hall already. They took a lot of the feedback that we had for them. I know Jeff Hall, obviously being an expert with games and stuff, had more input and stuff like that to go through and just be like, hey, like, this flow will help out here and stuff like that. And so they already redesigned it and then re-released out the vendor hall for it. They want to figure out more programming. That's one of the things that they feel like they have room to grow in and stuff like that. But other than that, like, they're bringing in fun people. It's still very personable. It's still not a Gen Con where people aren't accessible. You could walk up to Frank Metzer or Kelsey Dion or whoever and be able to say hi and hang out with them. The only like kind of criticism, which is so funny in my opinion, because I never think about this, is the hotels are kind of spaced out around, they're not tied directly to the convention center.
Yeah.
So I know some people, obviously we love that at Genghis Con, being able to just walk downstairs and rock and roll and stuff like that.
But Gen Con, obviously, you're all over the city.
Gen Con, you can't do that. But Gen Con still, like, you have the skyways over to the convention center, stuff like that. It's still kind of connected like that way. So that's kind of just one of the things. But other than that, like, I'm so stoked to see how it grows out. And the cool part is they also have room to grow. Genghis Con does not have any room to grow, and they like it that way.
Yes.
That's how they want to keep it. They want to, keep it to a fun thing. They are working to grow, and they actually have room to grow. And so that's going to be the exciting thing of seeing where they take in the future and stuff.
Purple Hazy gave us a little suggestion on the booth, so make sure you note that so we can keep that.
Books on the left side of the book, spine out.
So
more product placement. Yeah, there was a few things, especially in like some of the displays and stuff like that we still need to tweak. And there is no such thing as a perfect booth for us. We are always trying to look there. There's always a balance between, hey, this is what we had time to set up, and this is what we're going to roll with. And then there's other stuff, especially when promotional materials. That's one of the things that I get so lucky being able to tap into Camera Mandy and Alphinius for, being like, hey, what do our posters need to say? What do our, again, all the different advertising stuff that I'm not familiar with, being able to be like, why do we need a call to action, Alphinius? That seems weird, and stuff like that. So we always appreciate feedback and stuff like that, and always keep on sending it.
So last thing, we want to talk a little bit about Genghis Khan, yes? Or did you have one other thing you wanted to do?
I don't. So we technically could do Monster Mashup today, or
let's not. It's almost 11, and Mandy, I know, is totally in love with this thing, and I know she wants to do this Monster Mash thing, and because I wanted to spend just a couple minutes talking about Genghis Khan, because I know a few people are thinking still about coming. I will tell you that we have not had a very severe winter here in Colorado, and it appears to be that trend continues. So the possibility of you getting blown up by snow is probably lessened this year than in other years. We love Genghis. It is definitely our home convention. Donnie and Andrea do such a good job. And we are so pleased with their staff and the friends that we have made. We've got some wonderful plans and some wonderful things we're doing, including sort of since so many people at Genghis have now seen the game show so many times, we felt like we wanted to innovate and bring something new. So we're going to work on that, and we will see what's going to happen. I did hear that tomorrow is a storm. Yes, this right. We're supposed to get a storm tomorrow.
Like the whole country gets a storm tomorrow.
I guess that's true. It's the bomb cyclone 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, Alisnor just shows. Alisnor just showed up. So hello.
What's up?
Good timing.
I did go through and I posted up the links to go through and check out and sign up for Genghis Khan over in the chat. I'm going to take them down so that way it's not blocking Alphinius' face. But yeah, if you go over to tabletop events, go under conventions, Genghis Khan, you can view all the full list of games that goes on over there. You'll also be able to view the open Gooey Cube games and whether or not it's our special events, like Carnival Crashers, Dungeon 3D, like, any of that stuff.
Who done it? Yes.
Goo done it. Whatever the new name of the show is.
We're going to do something. It's going to be good. Prizes, of course, will be given, right? We are shamelessly buying our audience.
So many prizes. We got to figure out some good fun prizes with it. There's also a new PvP game that I believe Casey, Andy, and Amber are going to go through and have to go through and blast out. We have chat and drinks with Alphinius. That's absolutely true. Has Donnie got you signed up for your Star Talks yet?
I don't know about that. Is there something I'm supposed to sign up for?
I'll have to double check with Donnie for it. Yeah, so essentially, like all the special guests, one of the things that they're doing this year is it's like people can sign up for basically they get a table. I think it's a table with you. I think it's 2 hours, and it's whatever you want to talk about. But it's just to sit down and talk and converse and have fun and be able to just because you know how sometimes it can feel like kind of competitive-y when you're trying to talk to somebody kind of thing. So this gives an opportunity for some of the con goers to be able to get that kind of more dedicated time and stuff with folks that they want to talk to.
Well, I'll do it. Whatever we can do to support Donnie and Andrea is a big deal. So,
oh yeah.
So anyway, we hope you'll come and be with us and hang out, play some games, and I think you got a good chance of not getting snowed out. Although for all of you out there in this crazy snow thing that's going on, please do be safe. Let's not have any of our Gooey friends or their family members, anybody get hurt or stranded or something awful in this really big thing that's going on across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we get out of here, Lawrence, and let everyone go?
I think there's two things that we want to go through and make sure that we do. First of all is the kickoff party for Genghis Khan.
Oh, yes.
We have a Gooey pizza party over at Andy's place. RSVP is required. I am going to post up the link in the chat right now.
Yes, and Andy has been so kind to do this. I think this is our third or fourth year that we've done this little party at his house,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a great time. And it really is. It's sort of an invitation-only thing, and it's mostly for Gooey friends and all of that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
And Andy, of course, a great game master and a wonderful Gooey friend and a contributor, and so wonderful. And so if you can hang out, this will be number 4. I just saw it, Andy. Yep, that's if you all can make it, that's going to be it's a wonderful time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's casual and it's comfortable, and just a nice lead in to Genghis Khan for us.
Oh, yeah. For the special games that we have this year, we have the Grand Gooey Grift, A Tale of Lies, Larceny, and Luck. This one is a theatrical team-based caper where you're chasing clues, cracking puzzles, and pulling heists like a charming criminal's fantasy museum. Then you have Trivial Goosuit, which is trivia meets party chaos. We have Gooey After Dark with Goo Done It, Darkenhaven edition.
Yes, the Darkenhaven edition. It's going to be fun.
And then last up, we have Crucic Clash, Gooey Cube's PvP Magic Showdown.
Yeah, can't wait to see how that goes. Yeah, it's again, the creativity of our community and our people is just, you all are amazing. I mean, it's just wonderful, and thank you for being a part of it. I'm going to go have a little lunch with my dear Ms. Goo. What do you got plans for the rest of your day, Lawrence?
I'm taking little Lawrence up to the Denver Museum of Natural History for a nice day hanging out with the kiddos since I just got back from convention. And then I have a super exciting thing this evening. I'm balancing a budget for catering. It's the worst. I have zero. If you guys ever be like, oh, Lawrence, you should go do that Meat Daddy thing and go do catering. No, it is the absolute hardest thing ever. I will only ever cook for my friends. I will never do it for a job.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, listen, just everybody be safe now, okay? And let's not have anything happen, and can't wait to see you all here in February, and much love to you all, and thank you for supporting all the stupid, crazy, wonderful things that we're trying to do around here. And we'll see you next week with the next Goo Morning, and hopefully
Camera Mandy back.
Camera Mandy will be back.
Absolutely. All right, you guys all take care. Stay warm, okay?
Yes, may all your adventures be sticky, friends. Bye now.